Hello, Moonshiners.
Hi, Ram Runners.
Oh, that's two of us over here. Two new Moonshiners, two newbies to the business. And what we want to show you today is the Moonshine Incorporated. So, our next big tycoon game where you'll be able to, to set up your own moonshining empire, run it in the remote area somewhere in the mountains. You'll be not only able to produce, to distill alcohol, but you will also be forced to avoid local authorities, federal agents, and of course competitors, because everyone is on you. You play the role of the young moonshiner here, the guy in the middle. You've been doing some business, you've been working with some, say, financial stuff in the big city, and one day you've been framed into this story of fraud. So you need to lay down, get back to your to the place where you come from, and then you become a moonshiner. So with the help of your friends, of your granduncle, with the help of your sister and your colleagues from a high school, you start this operation in the mountain, not quite a legal one. And yeah, so let's start the new game. This is a demo we prepared for Steam Fest. It shows roughly 1/3 of the game, so there isn't, of course, it's just focused on crafting of alcohol. In the final version of the game, there's going to be much more other mechanics. We will not be able to show them you today, but stay tuned, stay with us, follow the game, wishlist it, and be informed when the game is going to be ready. We still want to deliver it this year in autumn. So chapter 1. This is what we will be able to play in this demo. Chapter 1 basically says what I already told you. So you're a young moonshiner. You just set up your operations there in the peaceful forest in the distant mountains. You will have only very simple yet effective apparatuses to produce moonshine. And a little bit of a time, and of course there's going to be some quests that we want to show you today, and experiments to run with alcohol. So yes, so let's not waste time.
Yep, and let's go. You can
go.
Yeah, you can of course try the demo by yourself, but
the demo, yes, the demo is available. It's available since 11th, but during the Steam Fest it will be much more available as we will be promoted. So have fun, enjoy the game. I think the demo can be played almost endlessly. You can experiment, you can uncover recipes, you can experiment,
craft your equipment.
You can experiment with different ingredients. So there's really a lot in the demo you can play. Last remark, this is your grand uncle here, this is your sister, so you're not alone in this forest. So there is, except for crafting, except for base building, simulation and a tycoon, there is also a rich story behind the moonshiner that you will be able to uncover while you're progressing in the game. So let's go. At first, the game and the demo welcomes you with a tutorial, right? It teaches you how to operate with the camera, it teaches you how to set up a batch. We'll skip it for this stream as you'll be able to experience it yourself, right?
Yeah,
so,
but actually we are highly encourage you to follow the tutorial when you will play it by yourself, but as for we actually know what's going on again in the game.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time designing the UI, the interface of this game, in order for it to be transparent and easy to follow. So we are very sure that it's going to be relatively easy for you to pick up the game, especially if you have an experience with any other sim-like tycoon style games. But yes, as Błażej here mentioned, it's worth to follow the tutorial. We simply want to skip it because I think it's prescripted and it will force us to follow certain path, and we want to show you today bit of a more sandbox style of a game. So let's skip the tutorial for now. I'll tell you a few things about the current view. So this is an isometric 3D view of the place in the forest where your base is set up. You can of course move around this small map. You can see that there are some buildings hidden here. As this is just the beginning of the game, and then your base is relatively simple. It just consists of two buildings at the moment. let's say a warehouse or a place where your ingredients are stored, and then the alcohols you will produce, and your humble HQ where you run your operations, right? Usually the moonshine bases, they need to be somewhere close to the water, because water, as you know, is one of the three most important elements or ingredients of a good alcohol. So because this is some remote mountain area, we are close to creek, and the creek is supplying us with the fresh water, and an important factor for a good quality alcohol. There are already some moonshiners and employees we hire that are wandering around seamlessly at the moment, because they don't have much to do. And yeah, as far as the interface is concerned, well, here you can see we are able to manipulate with a time, so you're able to freeze, to pause the game, then you'll be able to move faster, up to 8 times. Processes in the game, like distilling the alcohol, fermentation, also the delivery, takes time, right? Sometimes it might be necessary to fast forward it, so this is the option to manage the time over here. This is also an informative, so you know what day it is, what time of a day as well,
and what temperature is outside,
and the temperature. Yeah, temperature is one of the key things for you. First of all, because a certain temperature always affects the fermentation, right? So as you know, the decent temperature for fermentation is when it's a bit hot, like 27 degrees. That's optimal. If it's too cold, it can cause your alcohol not it can cause the fermentation process to stop. Yeah, if it's too hot as well, it's not good. So pay attention to that. Also, later in the game, it is important to when you'll be under an eye of an authorities, right? Making moonshine, and the moonshine is not because it's a random game. Moonshine is made in the night, right? Basically, so be cautious when you'll be making too much distillation during a day, as you might simply be caught, or your stash might be raided by ATF or some other authorities. This over here is the view for the 2D map. It will move you back and to the 2D map of the county that the game takes place. This is just a small, I think, like 1/4 of the original of the full map that will be available in the game. We used it just for the demo. As you can see the roads, some landmarks over here, and of course those icons. Those are showing you the quests available to pick up. So there are some characters that you'll be meeting, like Reagan over here, that will be assigning you with quests. Usually the quests will be prepare us some quantity of alcohol of a certain percentage or of a certain quantity. There will be also stashes available. Stashes are like points for where you can sell your alcohol. So you need to constantly produce the alcohol in your base and keep on delivering it to your stashes. Let's return to the base.
Yep.
Just finishing on interface. On the top bar you can see some summary of your processes and the amount of the cash you have available to spend on ingredients or on apparatuses, as well as the quests. Currently there's only one quest, like finish the demo and have fun. And but as you can see, you can pick up at least 3 more and follow them. Well, perhaps let's pick one, right? So as you can see, this is a quest window. So Regan over here, Regan Overfield, she needs you to prepare 25 liters of moonshine with ethanol percentage higher than 40, right? You have 14 days to do it. I think it's a good quest to start, right?
Yeah.
So let's
accept it.
Let's accept it, right? You can pin it to your screen, so it follows you to the base, right? And as you can see, except for finishing demo, having fun, now you need to prepare these 25 liters of alcohol for Regan. So let's start with it now. As you can see, we have nothing except for the buildings and a couple of frozen moonshiners now. So let's start with building some apparatuses. We can use this quick window over here. each of the process usually well, you have three phases, right? So fermentation, distillation, and bottling. So for fermentation, let's start with putting some barrel. It's the open fermentation. As you can see, the barrel doesn't have a lid. You can rotate the object so you can, so it fits better the scene, and you can place it. That's the barrel. That's okay. What else we need? Definitely we need a steel, right? We have this nice wooden steel. We can place it
somewhat close to it.
Yep. So they don't work too much. And well, the other things you need for some specific alcohol. So like the crusher is needed to, if you want to make the mash out of fruits, right?
You need to sometimes process the...
I mean, the fruit press is for fruits, the crusher is for grain, for something like that is of a higher...
Some ingredients require processing before being fermented, so yeah.
So this is a simple grain mill, or a fruit press, or a crusher, right? So there's a three of them available. As we have quite a lot of cash, let's put them just to have them already somewhere, right? We can set them up, and let's say we put the fruit crusher over here. Okay, that's a pretty nice and decent base for the beginning, I guess, right? The process is there. You can have a look here. This is the current employees roster. So we have William and John and William. Oh, we have three William brothers. That's awesome. All of them are at the moment are kind of like the trainee level 1, and you can see they have their own experience points. They have their own cost. That's the salary, and currently they are all available. You can check them on the map or track them there. And they also have some traits. Some of them, like this William, that's really difficult to differ them. Hopefully, and we promise that in game there will be more names than just William and John. So William is an energetic guy, so he has a bit higher movement speed. He is careful, that's important, because the lower his chance of triggering events, and events are an important part of the game as well, are lower. And he can craft, modify, and repair 25% faster than others. While, for example, William here, the first William, let's call him, he's okay, but he doesn't have a driving license. That means you won't be able to assign him to a
delivery process.
Yeah, he won't be able to bootleg, how it's called, right? So run a hot rod and then deliver alcohol to the stashes. So yeah, so now let's move to one more thing, to your ingredients. So what do we have in our warehouse now? So we have a birch syrup, 50 kilograms. We have some raw sugar turbinado. That's a special ingredients, right? And we have honey. You can make, and of course, a various choice of yeasts, right? There's pretty much of it because it's a demo, so we wanted to make it as easy as possible. So we have like 999 kilograms of each. So that's a good stash. Right. Of course, we have no alcohols because we haven't produced anything. Yet we have some fuel for the distilling for the steel, right? We will be able then to diversify steel production by also fuel, right? So there will be gas, for example, right, or electricity later on.
Yep.
So yes. So in order to have more ingredients, you need to go back to the map. And as you can see, there is a store over here.
So we're gonna visit it.
It opens up the store location. It's again in the 3D semi-view, so you'll be able to buy ingredients over here. All the ingredients you need to prepare a good base for your alcohol, right? The ingredients, they also influence the taste, the final taste of what you will produce. As you can see, each of the ingredients have this kind of a colorful circles around them, so you can see what taste is dominant, or what's the scheme for the taste they have, right? So as you can see, the agave syrup is very sweet. It's 60% sweet.
It's also salty.
But it's also salty.
So you have to be careful because not each type of sugar will be actually good for your moonshine of your choice.
The easiest one is, and very simply, it's white sugar. So let's buy it. It's obviously let's buy like quite a lot of it. Let's say, well, perhaps it was a bit too much. Let's buy 250 kilograms of white sugar. I hope she has a bag for that, right? So we can buy it here. It's going to cost us $500. Let's keep on buying something more. What else we can buy? We can perhaps buy, as we have a fruits.
The equipment for processing fruits.
Yeah,
we can buy some, I don't know, grapes or apples or maybe orange.
Pear. Let's buy pear.
Let's buy pear.
Let's see how that works. 30 kilograms of pears. Okay, and I think that's it, because for Regan, as you can see it over here, right? So Regan needed 25 liters of moonshine with ethanol percentage higher than 40. With that much of the sugar we bought and the water from the creek, I think it will be fairly easy for us to prepare it. We have yeast, so we have pretty much everything, right, to prepare the simplest moonshine.
Yeah, but if not, we can always visit shop and buy something else. And
you can always get back here and buy more, especially as you'll be able to unlock different recipes. Currently, we don't have much of them. So, but in this demo, there's already 40 different alcohol recipes that you'll be able to unlock by uncovering the proper ingredients and the combination. Overall in the game we plan to have more than 100 of them, so this is really rich. There's not only a moonshine, but there's also some more legendary, more region alcohols in the game, so we really think that crafting is deep in the heart of this game. Okay, so now we can see that
we have to speed up.
Because the game is paused. So yeah, so it's not. But you can see that that the lorry, let's say, or the Ford Ranger we have is now moving back to our base with the ingredients we bought. Let's make it faster. All right. So there he is. Okay, and now we're back in the base. I'll start. Let's start the process. So.
Yep. And we are creating right now a new batch. So this is where actually the fun begins.
This is the most important part of the demo, I think, overall. This is the actually crafting of your alcohol. So this is the batch list. So later on in the game, all your batch can be found over here. So you don't need to. You won't be just distilling one. You could be distilling 2, 3 of them, depending on how many apparatuses, employees, and ingredients you have. Each of the batch you will create finally will be also available later on in the archives, so you can always use the recipe you uncovered. And yeah, so let's create the first one. So this is the new batch creator window. In this area over here, you'll be adding ingredients, apparatuses, and elements of the process of alcohol creation. Over here, you will be unlocking, or trying to uncover the name for that batch together with its quality. This graph is showing you basically the flavors pattern, right? Either way, it should be expanding in one of 3 out of 5 of these directions. If it matches, then the recipe, it will just tell you its percentage of the match, and here you can see a dominant flavors, right? So let's load the recipe first. Yep. So for the beginners, we have prepared 2 cheap, as you can see, recipes. We have Old Canada, but we would need the maple syrup for that. And the second one is Daddy's beer, right? As you can see, the recipe is changing over here. So for Old Canada, what we need is agave syrup, maple syrup, corn syrup, white sugar, or a rice syrup. At least
3 of them.
Of those we need. We already bought white sugar.
Yep, but I think that in Daddy Pear we have more ingredients which are required for that. So
and in Daddy Pear we have white syrup. We have already honey. We need molasses, rose sugar, and corn syrup, right? Yes, and we need to recall that we also have this regular order from Regan for the regular moonshine, right? So now, as we know, we don't have a couple of them. Perhaps we can get back to the store.
Yep,
right?
We can buy corn syrup.
Let's buy some corn syrup or molasses, right? So there you go to the store again, and let's see. She has yeah. There's a corn syrup.
Or molasses.
Molasses is bit cheaper, right? As I can see. So let's buy it there. Oh, damn it! Too much.
Cheap.
But it's cheap. It's not inexpensive. Let's buy 100 kilograms of it, just for the sake of our production. Yeah. Using the opportunity, we can also buy bananas because I've seen them on the other recipe there, right? So already I will foresee the future. Let's buy 50 kilograms. No, 150 kilograms would work much better. Okay, right now I think that
we have to wait a bit.
We have to wait for. You can see the delivery is on the way. Let's wait for our little rangers to arrive. Okay, they are almost there, and yeah, back to the base. Right, now we're ready for some serious moonshining, right?
So let's create finally a new batch.
Let's create a batch. First, let's draw the recipe. So now for Canada or Daddy's beer. Which one? Daddy beer?
Yep, we have 3 of these ingredients here.
3 already unlocked, so pretty much we can choose this this recipe. Here you can see that the recipe name appeared. So batch 1, that is beer, requires ethanol 58-63%. There's no data because we haven't produced the quality yet, but this is already loaded the say flavor pattern over here. So you can see that this is the ideal match, right? This is the way. This is how the graph for the tastes for the flavors should look like.
And with our ingredients, we are aiming for those proportions.
So let's add honey, right?
And with that we have, it actually
it's a 100% match already there, so we don't need to add much more. We could add of course some white sugar, right? But you can see this is already doing some difference over here, right? So we don't need it. We just need to choose a fermentation tank, right? It was relatively easy choice because we didn't have anything else. Of course, when you'll be advancing in the game, you'll be able to have different fermentation tanks, not only of a different quantity, right? Because this one is 200 liters, I think. There's going to be 400, 600 bigger ones, but also there'll be ones that with a lid that are closed. This is an open fermentation tank. So this is also a subject of a gameplay over here. Then we have a wooden steel. This is one of the steels available, one of the simplest ones, but very effective. So let's add it. And we need a bottling process at the end, of course. We need to add some yeast to it. So let's add some wild yeast. And you can see the recipe is a 100% match, right? The quality, well, it is sort of like, but it's not the alcohol based on the quality, right? It's supposed to be cheap and easy to prepare moonshine made out of honey, right? So
we are ready to create.
We're ready to create it. You can also see that the dominant flavor is the yellow one, so the one responding for the sweetness. Yes, so let's create. So set up fermenting. That's the first stage. As you can see, the base consists of just one ingredient. This is the honey, right? We have those wild yeast over here, and we need to create mash. It's created out of honey and water, right? All together, this will mix and will create the base, the foundation for the alcohol. Over here you could see the proportion between the ingredients, and at the moment 10 kilograms of honey or mash made out of honey and 10 liters of water gives you too much sugar in that mix, so the alcohol won't be created. So we need to increase the let's increase the mash. Well, we can do all out of all the 50 kilograms of honey we bought. And as it is very sweet, 67%, you can see. Let's lower it, let's water it down. Right.
100 liters or maybe even more.
Yep. Right. You could add more, right? But that's, you see that the alcohol is dropping. and we got 184 liters of mash with ethanol strength of 11%, right?
Which is pretty low.
Pretty low. We can decrease the water, and you can see that ethanol is growing. So we and at the same time the sugar is growing in this mix. So we can let's say we can keep 150 liters and 24%. Seems to be optimal, right?
Yep.
Also, you can see that the time needed for the fermentation process is estimated for roughly a day and a half, right? Or 2 days almost, I would say. So what we can do now, the temperature here, of course you're able to manipulate with it. So you can see that for 80, to keep that hot, you need lots of wood because you'll be burning it heavily. But of course, don't do that because you're going to boil yeast, and the mash will be simply undigestible or and need to be thrown away. So 25% is just good, right? We can keep it for the 27. 1 day and 15 hours, and we can start the fermentation. As the time is already running pretty quick, right?
Yep, we can wait a bit because workers, our moonshiners, will...
Yeah, they need to pick up this process in a way. So yeah, you see now they started to fill in the barrel with some mash, probably with the honey, right? And some of them are adding the water. It's growing.
Yep, and as soon as it will be filled, the fermentation will start.
Begin. Yeah. In the meantime, you can see them rushing over here. Right, some of them are working and getting some water. Some of them picking some barrels, and we are almost there. Right, we can see that the process just started. So let's
speed it up a bit.
Let's speed it up a bit. We need 25 liters of moonshine, ethanol 40, and now we are preparing this daddy beer. The only problem with daddy beer is that it's going to be probably not that strong to meet expectations of Reagan, but well, yeah, let's see. If not, then we will make another batch. We remember we have 10 days still left, right? So there is a time, right? So you can see the fermentation is progressing. Here you can see sort of like a repository, so you can always check what recipes you have, right? So we currently uncovered these two, the Daddy Beer and Canada, with the exclamation marks are marked the ingredients you currently do not have, right? And every alcohol needs 3 of those minimum. Some of them, like the Daddy Beer, for example, unlocks even if you just add 1, right? Because honey has sugar enough to feed these flavors, right? There's going to be more of them. Each of those recipes will be appearing over here. Those are moonshines. We divided them onto a different, let's say, genres of alcohol. So there's some vodkas, whiskeys, brandies over here. Oh, that's a cool brandy, fruit salad, right? You need lots of fruits in order to produce it. Yeah, perhaps we'll be able to produce it later. Now let's get back to the base. I wonder if it's already, yes. So it is completed, right? If it's completed, we can go back to the batch.
Yep.
Level 1 or stage 1 distilling, fermentation completed. We can set up distillation. This is fun. I really like this phase. I think it's kind of I like it because of this graph and the control you have over the process. As you can see, this is a symbolic kind of like a blueprint representation of the distillation still. This is the timeline that shows the progression of the distillation with the jars showing you how the phases of a production of alcohols shape, right? So if you go through this line in time, you can see that the distillation starts roughly in like the 3rd minute of the process, right? and that red dots are showing you the part of the distillation that you should not drink. Right, that's simple. It's why it's marked with this little icon of a skull. So this is the natural first couple of fractions that are appearing. Later on you can see the yellow, which is good, right, but still not the best. And after yellow we can see the purple ones, which are the best, the hearts. The yellow were heads, right, the hearts, which we were aiming for, and the blue or violet ones are tails. Still good, but they will lower the quality, right? And then the process ends up as we go in the time. So now what you need to do is to maneuver with these points and try to get as much of your batch as possible of the best parts of alcohol. So definitely aim for hearts, heads, and a little bit of tails, and limit the red areas, right? Each of the process of distillation always is generating some losses of materials, right? So we won't be able to get, I don't know, 100% of 100 liters out of 100 liters of mash, right? So
it doesn't work like that.
So let's see here. So the red fractions, they disappear in 3 minutes 17 seconds. So let's move it over here just to make sure. Let's say 320, right? Okay, then we have the yellow ones disappearing in where? Somewhere over here. So 409, right? 409. So 409, 410, let's say.
Yep, and as you
then we have hearts, which is good because it's long. So we distilled pretty good alcohol and quite a lot of it. Okay, so it finishes in 7:36, let's say 7:36, and then tails begin, and then tails finish over here. But then you can see the alcohol is lowering, right? So we can, I think, cut the tails.
Yep, and as we are adjusting that, the output also changes with tails, the liters of tails and liters of trash.
So we have 26 liters of hearts right now,
yep.
With the strength 44, 7 liters of heads, 12 liters of tails. But if we are adding extra tails, it's really increasing the amount of alcohol, so it's 26 liters now, yeah. Right?
I believe that we have to stop the time because our quest will soon.
Yeah, let's finish it.
Then
we lost the progression. That's
okay, but it was somewhere here.
Yeah, it's just
even earlier. Okay, somewhere here.
Okay.
60.
Over here.
Somewhere over here.
Over here, perhaps. Even here. Yeah.
Yep.
And this one was over.
It ended somewhere here.
Here, right? And this one over here. So still 26 liters, 45 ethanol. Okay. So we can start, right? All right, so that's in progress.
Yep.
Oh, it's only 2 days left. Yeah, we stopped. We forgot to change the time, and it was running a bit too fast.
So as you can see, it is pretty important to control it throughout the game.
Exactly. So now let's speed up the time a bit. So the distillation is okay. Well, if we won't be able to deliver the alcohol to Dragon, of course we'll fail this mission, but it doesn't mean we failed the game. We still would be able to sell the alcohol we produced in the regular stashes, right? Or perhaps in some other quest, depends if we will meet the requirements of the quest giver.
Okay, we'll see. Maybe there is a chance to do that.
There is there's still 2 days left. I think that the distillation will be finished before
so
that.
As soon as it will be finished, let's stop the
It's
time.
a bit of a,
Okay, right
yep.
now.
Okay, now we're ready. So now we can set up the bottling.
So it's a third step.
So we have
Final step.
26 liters. We need 25, right? Liters of 40%. Alcohol, right? And here we have 26, so pretty fine, and it's 44, so it's above expectations, right? What they need though for the beer is 55 to 65, right? But that's just to meet the expectations of the recipe, not the expectations of the quest giver, right?
Yep. Throughout the game, your alcohol will be, of course, of higher quality, so you will be able to improve your equipment. And it will be the better way to create a more quality alcohol in the future.
If you can see, we have some heads and tails possible manipulations. So if you add tails, you'll be increasing the quantity, but you're losing the ethanol and the quality, right? And if you're adding heads, you'll be increasing the ethanol percentage, right? So you can add the heads, but
and it will
then
make expected profit a bit higher.
A bit higher, as you'll be using a little bit less optimal ethanol, right? Okay, so let's add a little bit of hails. We can fortify now because we don't have any other batch, right? We can add, we can set the price. Let's say, well, let's keep it for $40.
And we have to call it somehow.
And we have to name it somehow. So let's name it Steam Fest. Oh, sorry. Steam Fest
Shine.
I can see the design is pretty simple, but yes, it's there. Let's bottle it. Let's give it some time.
Well, I believe that bottling doesn't require some time, so right now.
And I think it's ready, right? Yep. So it's ready. So now what we can do is we can.
Maybe let's stop the time for a bit, and we'll be able to do the quest for Regan.
Let's see if it's still active. Yes, we have almost to this time. So she needs 25 liters of moonshine with ethanol percentage higher than 40, right? Seems doable for us. So what do we have? We have this 28%, 28 liters of alcohol, 44. Should be just fine for her, right?
Fine quality.
Let's add it. Let's choose one of our 3 Williams to drive the car.
One of them
was not able to drive the car though, so I hope this is the proper William. The Ford Ranger's there. Okay, I think we can even decrease the number exactly to the amount she wanted, right?
Yep. You have to
set the destination, choose Regan, and
maybe the stash number
perhaps
2.
to the stash. No, I don't think it's going to be a shorter path, right?
Yep.
So
let's go to this cart on the left and start delivery.
And let's start delivery. Okay, so now let's speed up the time a bit.
She will get what she wants.
Okay.
And the driver should.
You see, and we got quest taking is completed. So we managed, right? So one of the missions was filled. We can see, yes, it's in the archive now. So taking it easy, we delivered hay. We received 750. So a little bit more than we expected from selling it in stash. As you recall, it was for 650, so we got $100 more. Regan obviously is happy, I hope so at least, and she got some nice moonshine made out of honey.
Yep, we are happy as well because we earned some good old money.
We got some cash here, additional 750 as you can see, and our base is, let's return to the base. Our base is ready to produce another batch of something, right?
Yep. You can experiment with.
You can experiment freely over here. You can go to store, buy more ingredients out of those available at the moment. There's going to be tons of them, so we just.
Yep, I believe that we can show one more thing because when we are in the base, there's one screen when you have to manage in base.
Yep.
Go
Sorry, I'll go back to the
I
device.
believe that we have to click on the maintains. It's the second.
Oh yes,
icon.
exactly. That's good. You're mentioning it. So one of the side effects of every production is that some utilities or some apparatuses, they will be they will get used, right? And you would need to.
Actually.
They can get dirty. They can get They need some repairs and stuff like that. That can be made by your employees. So if you check over here.
Maintains.
And the maintenance option, there is your fruit press, simple grain mill. Those are not used, so they are 100% okay. But you can see that the fermentation tank is already a little bit dirty, right? So its cleanness is at 72%. It's already its durability is also decreased a bit by 1/3, let's say. This is the outcome of the first distillation process. So you will be, if you'll be losing either durability or you will get more dirty, of course this will impact the quality of your alcohol, or sometimes also the quantity. So let's choose this one.
Let's assign it to William, maybe.
William. No, John needs to do it. Let's see if we can choose John. From the list, no, we can't because it's William. Yeah. Oh, so obviously William is the guy that can repair it, and we can assign either repair or a cleaning to William. It again will take some time, right, for him.
Some money actually. And
some money, and during this cleanup, you won't be able to use that, right? To use that apparatus or that barrel because it's been now cleaned, so you need to start, and you can see the progression will change with time as soon as William finds himself somewhere in the woods. We also wait for a comeback of
another
William from with the delivery lorry.
So as
and you can see William is cleaning the barrels over here.
Yep, as you can see throughout the game you will have to manage the delivery, the fermentation, the repairing your process, and of course your workers will require some money because they are working for you.
Yeah, you can see that the UI is showing you some quick messages over here. So the one about finished tasks, about the finished quests as well, or delivery is finished, so you'll be always prompted by the current task status. So remember to keep track of it. You'll be able to switch them off as well. And yes, so that's the core gameplay loop, let's say, with having the game. It's the more you will expand your base, the more you'll be able to add different ingredients, right? Like with this fruit crusher, right? This is the crusher, this is the fruit pressing machine over here. You'll be able to make more fruit infused alcohols. With this crusher again, you'll be able to use different ingredients for fermentation that are not like naturally fermentable,
so
let's say.
Upgrades.
And you'll be able to upgrade them. Here we were in the employee list, but this is also an important part. This is a tech tree for your game, right? So as you can see, the tech tree is divided onto this, let's say, 3 main pillars, plus there's a 4th bonus one not available yet in the demo. So there is a pre-distillation where you have a water sourcing technology. You'd be able to add some filtering of the water, like the carbon filters, for example, for filtering the water. You always need to have the highest quality of water, of course, you know, like the spring water for your moonshine. There's sugars tree, let's say, so you'll be able to use simple sugars. You'll be then able to mill and press. That will unlock other technologies with malting and malt at the very end. This is an interesting technology of using malt to ferment. What else? The fermentation process here, another tree, and a yeast tree that you will be able to unlock when you'll be playing and uncovering different technologies in the game. Distillation, same sort of different technologies, also connected with the temperature control, different sources of of well, like heat, right, for your distillation process, different sizes of tanks, as well as processes of distillation. And last, post distilling with different jars and dilution. Okay, so I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think we are settled. So yeah,
This is a first run on the demo. So if you want to experience more, you need to simply experiment yourself. Please follow the tutorial, and we'll be streaming daily to provide you with further explanations in our game.
yep, throughout the whole Steam Next Fest.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See you soon, guys. Have fun.